On the 25th of October, Elon Musk added another $36 billion to his net worth. That means he made $1.5 billion an hour, $25 million a minute, and $400,000 a second. In the time it took for me to say this intro, Elon would have made $6.8 million. Join me as we discover the details of what it takes to become one of the richest men of all time, and how he will become the world's first trillionaire.
But things were pretty tough in the early going. I didn't have any money. In fact, I had negative money. I had huge student debts.
You may hate Elon, and you may hate a world where one person can make so much money, whilst others cannot even find food. But there's one thing you cannot deny. He did it. Musk's life has been crazy. He's had 3 divorces, had multiple of his rockets blow up, and was 2 days away from bankruptcy. But he turned it around and achieved some incredible things. Born in Pretoria on the 28th of June in 1971, Elon was part of what seemed like a happy and successful middle-class family. But on the inside, it was a dismal and harsh upbringing. A lot of rumors have spread about how Elon was born into wealth and that his father owned an emerald mine, but Musk has denied this, stating that there was no evidence whatsoever of an emerald mine and that he paid his own way through college. Elon has even stated that because of his dad, he had a very unhappy and violent childhood, and he even got bullied at school.
Very violent. It was not a happy childhood. My father has serious issues.
However, Elon's mother, Mae Musk, knew he was somewhat of a child prodigy after she realized she could reason and have conversations with him when he was just 3 years old. He recalls that when he was 5 or 6, he thought he was crazy because he felt he was the only kid whose mind was always exploding with ideas. And when he was 10, he began programming computers.
I mean, I should say that, when I was a kid, I didn't really have any grand designs. I mean, the reason I started programming computers is because I like computer games. And I play lots of computer games, and I learned that if I wrote software and sold it, then I could get more money and buy better computers.
Around this time, Elon learned something that was the start of his incredible business journey. So how did Elon go from selling computer software to magazines in South Africa to building a $1 trillion company? Well, when he was 17, he moved from his hometown in South Africa to Canada to attend Queen's University. 3 years later, he moved to Pennsylvania to attend the University of Pennsylvania, and as much as he enjoyed Pennsylvania, he had his mind set on moving to another place, a place where some of the most famous companies such as Apple, Intel, and HP were founded. In the middle of California, just under San Francisco, lies a valley known as Silicon Valley. Its culture made it somewhat of a mythical place to Elon, and he knew he had to move there to take his skills to the next level.
I tried to get a job at Netscape and sent my resume in and tried hanging out in the lobby, but I was too shy to talk to anyone. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to start a company because I can't get a job anywhere.
In 1995, he moved there with just $2,000 and a computer. He figured his best opportunity would be to try and apply for a job. Elon found early on that to make it in the valley, he had to create his own company, and he started Zip2. The internet was just in its beginning stages, and he knew that it was the future. He was simply in the right place and at the right time with a great mind. Zip2 was a software that he made on his own computer that allowed traditional printed media to be transferred to digital content. At this time, Elon Musk had $100,000 of student debt and had to sleep on the couch in his office. Zip2 lasted around 4 years, with their biggest client being the New York Times. In February 1999, something happened that most startups dream of. Zip2 was acquired by Compaq Computer for $300 million. Elon made around $22 million from that deal and created a new company named X.com.
So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry.
I do not fit the picture of a banker.
X.com, this is Julie.
Raising $50 million is a matter of making a series of phone calls, and the money is there. I've sunk the great majority of my net worth into X.com, which is the new banking and mutual funds company on the internet that I've started.
X.com later turned into PayPal, and it was sold to eBay in 2002 for an insane $1.5 billion. Elon bagged $165 million from this and invested it in a little company you may have heard of, Tesla. There's been a lot of controversy over Elon claiming he was the founder of Tesla. The original founders, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, had created the company company with a vision to make electric cars, and around 8 months after it was created, Elon came in as the largest shareholder and chairman of the board. Tesla had not released any cars yet and was still in very early prototype stages. While he may not have been the original founder, Elon was a key part in the first ever release and taking Tesla to where it is now. So how did he go from 170 million to 300 billion? In 2018, Tesla was worth around $50 billion, and the board decided to give Elon a compensation package if he could meet a set of very heavy goals, such as getting the company to a $650 billion market cap. Then he would receive $56 billion in stock options. At the time, these goals were seen as impossible and were laughed at by many news outlets and analysts, but those analysts didn't really do a good job analyzing, as Tesla would hit a $650 billion market cap just 2 years later. Before his recent sale, Elon owned around 20% of Tesla, which was worth around $250 billion after Tesla's stock price soared in the first week of November. $250 billion is not $300 billion, so where did he get the other $50 billion from? Elon owns around 50% of SpaceX, which is currently valued at $100 billion. This means that he currently has around $50 billion in net worth from SpaceX alone, pushing his net worth into the 300 billions. 300 billion might sound crazy, but what if I told you that there is a high probability that Elon will become a trillionaire? Let me explain. SpaceX, which you've probably heard of, has been launching satellites into the night sky for the past couple of years for their Starlink internet network.
There's a need for connectivity in places that don't have it right now, or where it is connectivity is very limited or very expensive. In many parts of the world, like I said, it's simply not available. So you can think of Starlink as filling in the gaps between 5G and fiber, and really getting to the parts of the world that are the hardest to reach, the most difficult to reach, 3%, possibly 5%. And I think it really quite nicely complements fiber and 5G.
This will allow anyone, anywhere to access high-speed internet. Starlink is currently a part of SpaceX, but rumor has it that it will become a separate company and it will go public in the near future, which means people will be able to trade its stock. As it's Elon's company and as Starlink is undeniably going to be a big thing, you can bet that hundreds of thousands of retail investors will be buying the stock and getting in early. This will skyrocket Elon's net worth even further, but it still won't make him a trillionaire. Tesla has announced that it is creating a robo-taxi network, which may completely shift the transportation industry. If you take this into account and the possibilities of its new humanoid robot that's in development, Tesla investors say that the stock could very well be worth 10 times what it is today in 10 years. If this does happen, then that would value Elon's stake at $1.7 trillion. And remember, that's just Tesla and doesn't account for his other companies. So what does Elon plan to do with this insane net worth? He says he wants to use it to help humanity become multiplanetary, but only time will tell. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.